Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers, Caesar, Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and I'm from GMS Jamaica Kingston Camp. And this video is about Jacob's trouble. Alright, so hot off the press, right? From Reuters, reports of 4 dead in Georgia high school shooting, 1 person in custody. Now, American school shootings are something that's just a normal thing. You know, that's how the rest of the world perceives it because it happens so often. But I bring this to attention because it's happening again. It did slow down for actually, I'd say a few years. I remember there was like a really big, like, uptick in these school shootings, and then they kind of like calmed down, but they're back again, and they're back again, or this is back again. Who knows how it will progress, but this has occurred, right? And at the same time, you have a lot of dissension going on in America, right? You have the rise of these very violent gangs, right? I believe the Hells Angels are a part of whatever it is that's going on, and that entire situation that's going on in America regarding that. Okay, so you have that, you know, these tensions rising, and then of course the tensions leading up to this election in November 2024, right? Shall it be another election of Donald Trump, or will it be Kamala Harris, right? Are they going to put Trump back in, or are they going to put a woman in office and make her the first president of the United States, you know? So that's all coming, and we'll see how that all transpires. But regardless of that result, you can see chaos coming, and chaos is going to come, especially to the shores of America. Right, chaos shall come. You know, the elder Apostle Tahar, he did a video the other day saying that, you know, we're heading into the time of 2 Ezra chapter 15 and 16, and we truly, truly are. You know, America is Mystery Babylon the Great, the whore that rideth the beast in Revelation chapter 17. And America is that place where, you know, when it is that place starts to receive certain judgment, you can tell what time it is, right? Because the Lord says in 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1 to measure the time diligently. And as prophets of Yahweh Shemeshai, we are set to, you know, deliver this message, deliver this word, to measure the time, right? To keep watch of what's happening and to keep on warning of what is to come and these prophecies, right? A prophet prophesies, okay? And so I mentioned we're heading into these times. First of all, I mentioned that we're heading into Jacob's trouble, right? Now, Jacob's trouble, let's start at Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4, right? The time of Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like no other upon the nation of Israel, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we are going to be going through a time like never before as a nation, and we have gone through really horrible times, really, really horrible times. But this shall be the worst. They shall be the worst and the last, okay? Because after this time, okay, is the kingdom of heaven, and it is out of Jacob's trouble that we shall be saved, the elect of the nation of Israel, Lord willing. I'm a part of that number. Jeremiah 30 and verse 4, and these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Okay, so, you know, visualize, You can visualize it because men don't have children, but it is as if a man travails with child. So you can imagine the chaos that is occurring. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, right? You know, when it is that you experience real shock or real fright, they say that you lose like the blood, they say like the blood leaves the body or something like that, not literally, but like you become pale, because it is the blood when it's flowing through the body that keeps the body looking the way that it does. And then when the blood is gone, well, you see what a corpse looks like. Okay, so that shock or fright can give you that look, or to continue. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He shall be saved out of it, he who the elect of the nation of Israel. And here it is in Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book of life, which is the book which is talking about the elect. Okay, those are the names written. All right, so we're heading into this time, and America's really ramping up. Okay, and let's not forget about the things that are to come. The mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip. Right, we have the famine, the pestilences, the judgment that the Lord is going to be bringing upon the nation of Israel, right, using that sword, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the rulers of this kingdom today, right? Esau is going to be coming with great wrath because that he hath but a short time. It says that in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. All right, and this devil knows his time is short, right? And I've been taking a look at these CBDCs and how they've been developing, which these central bank digital currencies are a part of the system to come in to usher in the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. It's going to be that digital payment system, right? And these digital IDs, which will consist of your bank account and all of your information on it, and it's all going to be merged and then put onto the microchip, right? But I've been looking at these CBDCs and how they've been developing, and how certain countries are having certain opinions about it, and it seems like it's a back and forth thing. But the way I'm seeing it, and I speak as a man, looking at the prophecies and looking at the way things are, I can really imagine how when it is that the economy collapses, that is when the CBDC will truly be expedited, right? Because the money is going to fail. In ancient Egypt, the money failed then, and now we're in modern day Egypt, which is America, and that money shall fail again. And so when that money fails and that system crashes, they will very conveniently and truly have the central bank digital currencies, which they've already been developing, and some countries around the world would have already launched it. And then we already are moving towards a very cashless society, right? Which that is going to bring a lot of chaos. So I'm imagining chaos being brought just to bring about that system, right? And so in amongst that chaos, all kinds of things are going to be happening. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, 2nd Esdras chapter 16. I'm going to start at 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Okay. 2nd Esdras 16 and verse 17. Woe is me. Now the prophet Esdras saw this. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Yeah, what are you going to do when these evils come? Because I've let you know about all of the things that are coming, the prophecies that are to come, World War III prophecy as well as being built up, okay? And the end of the World War III prophecy is the destruction of America. And if you're in America, right, you're either a part of the elect or you're a part of the 2/3. You don't want to be a part of the 2/3. But when you're in this time of trouble, what are you going to do? Are you going to turn to Esau, Edom? What he's going to offer you is a microchip, okay, which is going to lead you to your destruction. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9 to 10. So really the only option, obviously, is to turn to Yahweh Shai. Obviously, that's the only option. And Lord willing, you know, you're protected in that time. But there's no other option. Okay? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? And it's to, for the Israelites that do pass on this end, that are not a part of the elect, it would have simply just been their way into the kingdom. All right? That will be their way of correction. For the elect's correction was just that the Lord just chose the elect. All right? There was just a portion that was chosen and a portion that was not chosen, right? Because this story, this situation is not about you or me. It's about Yahweh Shemishai. Okay? And everything here are just moving parts to fulfill the will of Yahweh Shemishai. Okay? So, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And this is literally what's happening right now. Right? The Lord is building up these things to happen, and the people are going about their lives, and they're able to eat and get things cheap and whatever else. There's still a struggle, but they're still going through with life. It hasn't reached that point where it's going to be truly horrible. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So it's going to be a mass death. When Yahweh Shemishai starts the judgment, and you really see it, right, in a very increasing way, because it happens every single day, but it's going to be on a mass level. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Jacob's trouble. When we're in Jacob's trouble, we know we're going to be in Jacob's trouble. There isn't going to be a question about it, right? And so many people are going to be dying. There are going to be so many dead bodies that people won't have time to mourn or bury them, right? Because they are going to be trying to survive for food, okay? So the times coming are very horrible. In 2 Ezra chapter 15, it says, woe to the world and verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and when people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, okay? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So you're going to have a sedition among men, okay? People fighting against one another, right? This is what you're seeing right now. That's ramping up, okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. There's martial law coming. People are not going to regard the powers that are in power, right? And everything is all eventually just going to lead to the solution to get out of the trouble that you're in is to take this mark chip, which is the mark of the beast. And if you're an Israelite, you're going to be destroyed. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So because people are going to be acting out because of the famine and because of the time of great tribulation. Okay? Every man for himself. That's what it's going to be. People are going to be selling out their families. People are going to be selling out their loved ones. Every man for himself. That's what it's really going to be out here in these streets. Okay? People have not been tested in these times, man. And even when it comes to just eating, you test how many people and see how long they can even go without food. Many of these people can't even go 24 hours without food, or 12 or 6. You know what I'm saying? So the famine is going to be extremely brutal upon them, and the famine is meant to be brutal. The judgments of the Lord are meant to be brutal. But these are the times that we're in, and things shall escalate in due season. All right, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, Bashim Kakodesh, Shalom.